Ishmael Mnisi, the spokesperson, is joining us here on the show. Ishmael, good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. Firstly, let's look at the funding, right, as the disbursement is concerned, because you still have the number of students that have been rejected, and one wonders what happens there.
Well, thank you very much, Bongiwe, for the opportunity. With the rejections, there are various reasons that normally leads to NSFAS rejecting, and amongst the two main ones are the issues of financial eligibility and academic eligibility. Financial eligibility in majority affects new entry students. However, we don't have that problem when it comes to SASA students, because of we get the data directly from SASA, Department of Social Development, and we corroborate that information with the Home Affairs, and we're also working very, very close with SARS. So we don't have a problem in as far as that cohort of students is concerned. The challenges that we are facing are with regard to the non-SASA students. That's where we reject some of those applicants where we realize that the joint income of parents is beyond 350,000 per annum. And for our loan, it also is beyond the 350 and 600,000 per annum. And that's why we would automatically reject those. But there are those applications which are still pending. They are pending because we are expecting the students to provide us more information, more documentation, more forms that they need to sign, so that NSFAS can make a determination on the application itself.
So how long do they have between now and the time for them to appeal? When does it open? How do they begin to do that if they want to appeal?
Well, the appeal process starts immediately when an application gets rejected.
Okay.
And we're giving them 30 days for them to make that appeal. In our website, there is an appeals button that will automatically pop up for those that have been rejected, so that they then can appeal. Once the 30 days period elapses, that appeals button disappears, and then a student would have missed an opportunity for them to appeal. This is the reason that we are asking our students to continuously engage with their NSFAS accounts, so that they get as much detail as possible. And we are trying as much as possible to send messages to them for those that we still need more information, and those that have been rejected.
But what about the issue of accommodation, right? What's going to happen? I know that NSFAS is speaking about paying service providers directly, but we all know that even the most secure systems do have problems at some point. What happens when it comes to the payment if it's late and students are being evicted? How are you going to prevent that?
Well, there are innovations that we are bringing in the accommodation space, and in the main, there are four developments that we have proposed in our framework that we are currently going to use and have negotiated that with institutions. Firstly, is to make sure that we align the accommodation movements ins and the outs of students in accommodation facilities. We align it with our academic calendar, so that when they come at an institution, the institution must be readily available to welcome them and to open their accommodation facilities. Equally, the private accommodation providers will be provided with the very same academic calendar, so that they can make their facilities available. That's the first thing. And secondly, we are looking at enhancing our portal, which is what we have been using all along, but to say, can students engage with the portal, apply there, and then feedback will be provided through that very same profile. And they will have an opportunity to choose amongst the plethora of accommodation establishments that we have there, which are accredited. And if they do so, we are avoiding those accommodation establishments which are not accredited, because that on its own, Bongiwe, it's a problem. If they go and stay in an unaccredited accommodation, it means that we will not be able to pay their allowances to the accommodation provider, because we would not be knowing that establishment. So it is a problem, and that's why we encourage them to go into the portal, register, and choose those accommodation establishments that would have approved.
What about, though, security in some of those accredited institutions? How do you ensure that students are safe?
Well, we send our accreditation agents to assess each and every accommodation that it's there. So we cannot accredit you if we are not sure of your safety first, and also the compliance with municipal bylaws and all the necessary regulations that needs to be observed. So we as NSFAS ensures that that happens before we can even accredit any provider for that matter.
So one of the things that has come up as well is how students spend this money, because that in itself also becomes an area of concern. How are you assisting them when it comes to that?
It is an area of concern, Bongi, rightfully so. And as NSFAS, we are working with Higher Health, which is one of the agencies of the Department of Higher Education, to make all NSFAS approved students to go for this compulsory course, financial management course that they offer at Higher Health for free. Because we have observed for many years that the money that NSFAS gives to students, sometimes it's not used for what it's meant to. And it's a very serious concern for NSFAS, and we want to deal with that problem going forward in 2026.
Quickly, as I let you go, the issue of safeguarding as far as vetting is concerned, because some people cheat the system. They use details that don't belong to them. Others get other people to apply for them. How are you ensuring that no person cheats the system, disadvantaging someone who is supposed to be getting this NSFAS funding?
We are working with multiple agencies and departments of government to make sure that the details that we have is correct. We are working with SARS to verify the financial position of parents. Home Affairs also helps us to know that the student that applies, the parents are the same, so that a student must not give us false information. Even when they provide details that their parents are deceased, Home Affairs will be able to verify that, then will treat that application differently. SASSA as well, very helpful to us in as far as ensuring that SASSA beneficiaries get access to NSFAS. And we are very pleased with that collaboration with these agencies, and it has helped us a great deal to make sure that we fund the correct students. But also, as we are saying, that those still that would want to take advantage of the system, our universities and TVET colleges as well are playing a very critical role by providing us the necessary information that makes us ultimately to know whether students have cheated or not. I don't want to even touch the issues of the SIU because we are working with them. For those that do cheat the system, SIU will be at their tail to make sure that they reimburse that money back into NSFAS, let alone other legal processes that might be taken against the affected students.
It's interesting you mentioned the SIU. It's exactly where we're going next. But thank you so much for coming. That's Ishmael Mnisi, the spokesperson of the National Student Financial Aid Scheme.